Welcome back to Chicago Cars Direct. Today we're going to spend some time with one of the most prolific four-door sedans to hit the public roads. This is a 2006 BMW M5. Under the hood of the M5, you're going to find BMW's familiar 5-liter V10. Now, they use this engine in the M5 and the M6. It's a 5-liter 10-cylinder. Think about the actual dynamics of that alone. That's pretty exotic. It has two modes. It is a peak 500 horsepower plant. When you don't have it in the power mode, it does run as a 400 horsepower vehicle. This is routed to a 7-speed SMG transmission that's actuated by paddle shifters on the steering wheel or by the shift lever on the console. Or it also has an automatic mode, so it can be driven without the use of anything, just as an automatic would be. But very fast car, extremely capable. I like to call this car the 4-door Lamborghini Gallardo because it sounds like it, feels like it, accelerates like it, except it's a lot more comfortable on long trips. But this car is in impeccable condition. We'll take a walk around it and get familiar. Just to give you an idea of the condition of this M5, it really is stunning. I don't have any stone chips or blemishes to point out on the car. I take that back. I do have one little one here, and it doesn't even go through the paint. It doesn't even go down to the primer. But when you look at the front of it, this is a fully loaded car. I believe it has every possible option you can get on the M5. You can see the front park sensors here. It does have a graphic readout inside. You do have adaptive xenon headlamps. They steer with the car, as well as the pop-up headlamp sprayers. But this is a completely stock car as well. I want to stress that it hasn't been modified at all. You do have the stock 19-inch wheel on here. These are M5 specific, and we have a very fresh set of tires here. They are a Continental Sport Contact, and the size out front here is 255/40 ZR19. Excellent tires, and they're actually pretty good in the wet too. M5 badge, letting everybody know. Let them know. Come on down the side and look at the reflection. On the rear here again, 19-inch wheel, Sport Contact tires. These are 285/35 ZR19s. Great tires for putting down 500 horsepower. But this color is called Indianapolis Red. And again, all stock on the rear. You can see the quad outlet exhaust tips there, M5 badge, rear park sensors. And then down the passenger side, as I always say, it's uniform as the driver's side because it's exactly what you'd expect. Inside the trunk here, you can go ahead and pop this. It's a 5 Series trunk. It's cavernous to say the least. You have the original factory floor mats. These are for the rear. Excellent condition. Got the passenger for the front as well as the driver's front. And then if you take a look under the floorboard here, I'll go ahead and pull this up. You're going to find the battery, which is mounted back here for the weight distribution purpose, as well as a tire bomb and a pressure inflator. This M5 is equipped with the optional comfort access system. So since I have the key in my pocket, which I do, all I have to do is get in, put the shifter in neutral, put my foot on the brake. Sounds awesome. Listen to that V10 rumble to life. This car's got the conventional layout of any M5, but it's much more tuned for a race and sport driving experience. The M-Spec steering wheel has cutouts at 10 and 2 for where your hands go for proper driving. Plus, you've got your paddles right behind the steering wheel. It is powered tilt and telescope, multifunction. Got an automatic setting over here for the xenons, as well as the wood trim on here. This is Indianapolis Red leather on here. You can hear that V10 just softly idle. It's a very distinct sound. V10s don't sound like a V8 or a V12. And I always say that on any V10 movie, but it is true. You've got M-specific gauges up here with a trip computer cluster in there, as well as a variable tachometer. This will actually recede. Like the red line right now is showing about 6,700 because the engine isn't fully warmed up. Once it warms up, it will go to an 8,250 RPM red line. Think about that. 5-liter V10, 8,250 RPM red line. When you're in the power mode, ripping off shifts, this thing is, you're shocked that it's even a 4-door or that a car of this size can perform like it does. It does have optional heads-up display. I have a graphic reading directly in front of my face here that shows the gear I'm in, the speed I'm going, and also my spot in the tachometer. But on this particular car, you've got a button on here labeled M. It's basically an M with a circle. When I press that, it goes into M drive mode. Now what is M drive mode? I'm gonna go into the iDrive here, which I'll get into, but if I press the knob down, that's what she said for the M drive settings, you can see here, this is SMG drive logic, so this changes the way the SMG transmission works. S5 is the fastest setting you can set it to with the traction control enabled. You can turn off the traction control and actually enable it to go into a separate mode. EDC, that's the electronic differential control sport. It's going to really snap off some shifts in the rear, and it also allows limited slip to move right. DSC, I have it set to go off, but you do have a couple settings there. M dynamic mode, I'm actually going to change it to that. P500 sport, that basically means the car's making 500 horsepower, and the sport mode is going to amplify the throttle response. The backrest goes to sport, which means I have active bolsters that are actually going to hold me in place. They'll tighten as I go into a turn, which we'll show you shortly. I'll be glad to show you. And then heads-up display goes to M view. I have it set to M view anyway. Since we're here, we'll cover what this car is equipped with up here. We've got the factory navigation system. You can see the map there, as well as the destination entry screen. I'll go to entertainment. You've got FM and AM, as you'd expect, weather band, satellite radio, which this car is equipped with. I think it's actually even activated in this car. And then you have the CD. Now you have an individual CD player here, and you also have a 6-disc CD changer mounted in the glove box. Now this DVD drive here is for the navigation. Right above that, dual zone climate control. Hit automatic, set it and forget it. And then this row of buttons lower here, we've got heated seats for the front occupants. This is the active backrest with 3 position settings. Tire pressure monitor, the park distance control override, which actually on the screen here I'll show you. Once you pop in reverse, it's going to give you a readout that shows anything stationary that you're near. And you can see we're entering a BMW 750's airspace. In here, just to give you an idea of this layout, this is a really intricate shifter here. It is a manual transmission, but you only have 2 pedals. The clutch is it's basically actuated by a computer that will do the shifting for you. But you can pop it over, you go into 1. I can pull back to upshift, push forward to downshift, or I can use the paddles to do so. If I wanted to go into drive mode, I press it over 1 more time, and I can select with this button here the manners of the transmission. I can have it start in 2nd gear, 1st gear, have it shift high, have it shift low. There's a whole bunch of ways to customize it. Buy one and find out. Over here you got a row of buttons: power, DSC, and EDC. Those tie right in, as we talked about with the M drive menu. But Indianapolis red leather. The interior on here has absolutely no wear. It smells new. It's not a smoker's car. And then above my head, I've got a super luxurious Alcantara suede headliner. Well, it's simulated suede, with a power moonroof. Pretty badass. In the rear again, you're going to have 5 Series type of appointments. Very comfortable, great leather they use in here. This is the full leather interior, which actually gives you the leather dashboard and leather coverings up here. But you do also have the optional sunshade package, which are manual on the side doors, but it's a power one right behind my head here. And I also have heated rear seats for both outboard occupants. We're on the M5 because we have shorter days and because our company is so busy. Dave and I decided we were going to try for the first time ever. This is the world premiere of Chicago Cars Direct After Dark. But I don't know of any other cars I'd rather drive after dark than an M5. Little 2nd gear downshift. We got the paddles on right now. I'm in the 5th gear mode, and this guy apparently doesn't want to let us in. Yeah, he does. Sweet. Here we go. We're in 1st gear. I'm just going to keep it in manual mode, and you'll see clutch automatically goes up. Nice easy shift. You don't really have to lift the throttle. It'll do it for you. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. 155 miles an hour, and this car's as comfy as a 550, if not more. These seats are actually a little bit more comfy to me. But this car's brand new. I mean, the alignment's dead straight. And here we go. Listen. We're gonna stop for a red light. Third gear, second, first. It's pretty cool. Well, we're out cruising on a very nice stretch of road here, and behind the wheel of the M5. It is very similar to a luxury car experience. A little bit more sound, I think, just because of the tire contact. There's a little bit more tire, but this is really a spectacular car. I'm in the automatic setting, 7th gear, turning about 2,500 RPMs. I'm about 70-ish. I'll hit the M Sport mode here. Whoa, I can actually feel the car start to move a little quicker there just by hitting the button, but as I downshift here, 5th, 4th, you can hear the V10 start to warm up. There's 3. I will say BMWs for road cars are probably some of the absolute best. This car is a triathlete in my eyes. Does luxury well, does sport well, it does pretty much everything well. There's not much this car can't do with the absolute greatest of ease. But we're going to enter kind of a long sweeping turn here where we're going to end up in some traffic, but I just want to give an indication what this thing's capable of. But here, bump steer, look at that. Even though you feel it, the car never loses composure. Holy shit! My lord, I'm not going to tell you how fast we're going there, because we're on a closed race course. Okay, so I'm going to go into the M mode here from a standstill, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to disable the traction control, because that actually gives me a separate shift parameter, which is the 6th setting that you can only engage when the traction control is not engaged. Just give it a roll on here in 1st gear, but listen to these shifts, how fast they go. That's unreal in a 4-door sedan. If I didn't know any better, I'd have said it was Friday, because I know how much fun I'm having today. This car is amazing, and I really do like this color combination. I wasn't sure, I knew the car was coming in. I wasn't sure how it was going to look, but I actually love it. I mean, Indianapolis red's a pretty cool color to begin with, but to have the matching interior, I kind of like those off-color combos because I think it really makes your M5 your M5. And you know this car had to be factory ordered by somebody, because the only option missing, actually, is the ventilated front seats. It has every other option you can get from BMW. Pretty amazing car. In my hands, I've got some great information here. I've got a copy of the Carfax and also the AutoCheck Vehicle History Report. Both are uniform, one-owner cars, 2 years, 10 months of ownership, and, of course, blemish-free. Qualifies for the buyback protection by both entities. And I also have the BMW window sticker here that shows an MSRP of $95,375. That is no small chunk of change by any means, but quite a car, I have to say. You also do have the 40 or 50,000 mile BMW factory maintenance, as well as factory warranty that's included with the car. We did just have the car serviced at BMW just a day or two ago, so the car's 100% up to date on maintenance, and they include brakes, rotors, all that stuff, so they make sure the car's ready to go. And with fresh tires, the car drives like brand new. But check this car out on our website. Visit us at chicagocarsdirect.com, where you'll see 60 photos of this particular M5, and then go to YouTube. Make sure you go to YouTube. Visit us at youtube.com/chicagocarsdirect. Also, we're on Facebook now. So to all you cool Facebookers out there, we'll see you. But thanks for spending some time with us today. We'll see you soon.